I don't date black women. Listen to me when I'm talking to you lot.
I'm listening.
Because you lot don't like to listen. I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Which place?
Your place.
Which
and when you
place?
get put in your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they were cheating on you then.
You're not men.
That's why they were
Watch
cheating
this.
on you.
Stay in your place.
Cheated on you multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know. And that's why I'm never going to be in your pump ever again. I'm not with black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Apologies,
Listen. Apologies where?
Apologies.
Oh wait, you just wait. Did she just shoot? Did she just shoot?
What kind of
bullshit? Go. Where's your hair? Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
Once you talk about black women's hair, you're on your own, my guy. You're on your own. I was with you. Like, he's allowed to have a preference. You know, he's trying to talk about how she's held him down and picking up his Asian queen. But the moment you went for the hair, my guy, you was on your own. You're going to have to deal with it. Yeah. You're going to have to deal with this by yourself, my brother.
Take off your head,
triggered.
Where's your hair?
You're triggered.
Where's your hair? I'm triggered. I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Where's your hair?
No.
Where's your hair?
Look at where's your hair?
Show me your hair.
No. He's pressed. He's pressed.
Take off your eyelash. Take off your eyelash.
You're pressed.
Take off your makeup.
You're pressed because you got cheated on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where? Watch
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait for it.
Jumped it.
And I'll bring my natural hair Indian woman in here now.
And then what?
And she looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your blog.
But the crowd got silent. The crowd got silent.
Fake hair.
The crowd got silent.
Hello, I am here and welcome to the channel. When you come in, please hit that like button. So today we are going to simply discuss how so many women give people access to them that should never ever have access to them. This is a lesson that took me a little while to learn, but once I learned it, my life became so much better. In that clip, you saw lots of men and women in very close proximity to each other, and they were having what I would say seemed to be a discussion or a debate of some type. You see a man getting very upset, very irate, yelling at the woman, and she's yelling back at him. They're going back and forth. This man's name is Ginger J or something like that. I may have gotten it wrong. If I did, I really don't care. He is some comedian or something like that, and he's actually done serious prison time, 11 to 12 years. Not sure exactly what he did, but for you to go to prison for that time means that more than likely you did something violent. Not sure if those women knew that or not, but again, why does a man like that have access to those women? Why does a man like that have the privilege of sitting around those types of women and having conversations with them? I see so many women giving men on these podcasts access to them, and they don't seem to understand that they're in proximity to danger going on these podcasts. You're surrounded by men, you're in a close space, and just like we just saw on that clip, none of the men really came to help that woman. They were actually laughing. I think later on he may have been escorted out or something like that, but these women should have never been there in the first place. This is not a video to bash women or to bash those women that were in the clip. This is a learning lesson, and like I said, this took me a little while to learn as well. When you give access to people, places, and things that you shouldn't give access to, it can literally be a life or death situation. And what I mean by that is you may live in a bad neighborhood, and so you're giving that bad neighborhood access to you because you live in it. Instead of you trying to work hard and move out of that neighborhood or get with some family and say, oh, let's move, let's go rent an apartment or buy a house somewhere else. Instead of that, you double down on that and say that you're gonna live in this bad area and you're not gonna move. So essentially you're giving a bad place access to you because you refuse to try to better your surroundings. It's the same thing when we give people access to us that should never have access to us. Sometimes we may have a friend who's a horrible friend to us, competes with us, talks behind our back, and we know it, but we keep hanging around them and giving them access to us when the proper thing would be to end the friendship and move on in life. So these people, places, and things that are negative and are bad for you have so much access to you, and you just refuse to leave those people, places, and things behind. You simply aren't understanding that if you were to release those people, places, and things, that more than likely, your life would become better and your mental health would also become better. So again, I kind of want to go back to focusing on women who go on these male podcasts and they know that these men are men who essentially want to embarrass and degrade them, but they still go on these podcasts. Now with the clip that I showed you, I'm not sure if those women knew that or not, but the fact that they even went to a discussion with men just doesn't sit right. Again, it's a very, very dangerous to go into a closed space with men that you don't know and try to have discussions with them. You're giving men access to you who should never have access to you. We constantly see this on panels where women will sit on panels for free and have discussions with these men. All while these men are basically siphoning information and energy from these women. Then you have where women are actually leaving their homes and going to spaces with men to debate. Debating makes no sense unless it's some kind of school project or something. Debating makes no sense because people are gonna have their beliefs and you have your own beliefs, and for the most part you cannot change people's beliefs, so what is the point of debating with them? We've all seen how Fresh and Fit treat women and embarrass them and degrade them, yet time and time again. Women will sign up to go and sit around these men just to get degraded and talked down to. So again, my question to women is, why are some of you giving access to these type of men? And my other question is, why are some of you women going to podcasts surrounded by men you don't know to argue with them? I don't think that women understand how unsafe that is. The woman's number one predator is a man, so what women need to do is really watch the men that they give access to. And this isn't talking about just romantic relationships. This is talking about friend groups. This is talking about the type of neighborhoods that you live in as well. Don't sign up to go on these podcasts with these men that can very well hurt you. I honestly thought that that man was going to attack the woman the way that he was arguing with her. It was very scary. So let me know what you think about this video, and also let me know, why do you think some women keep going on these podcasts or on these panels to argue with these men to be embarrassed by them? Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.